Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. We're in Exile. I've got news from, let's see, Ana Navaro. Welcome, hop on in. We're going to do a smattering of news together, but these are the top headlines of the day. I'm just trying to get y'all caught up. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you love us. Here's Ana Navaro being wrong on CNN.
We do not have unlimited resources.
You know who was here illegally with a deportation order? Marco Rubio's grandfather.
All right,
We're not talking about Marco Rubio.
Oh, now we're not? Now that's not relevant?
It's not
No,
relevant.
I'm talking about Marco Rubio because Marco Rubio used to be an advocate for TPS for Venezuelans, and Marco Rubio used to be an advocate for Nicaraguans and Cubans. No, I know you're not.
If you come to this country illegally, you are going home. Simple as that. We do not have unlimited resources.
I think a lot of Americans
to take care of other people.
There's a hell of a lot of people other than the black people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're not the same as black people who were brought here against our will.
That's exactly what I just said. I said there is a lot of
border.
There's a big difference.
There is a big difference.
That's exactly what I just said.
That, look at Ana Navaro there getting animated. She is talking to a black man about slavery. Okay. You know, her people, the illegal Cubans that are here, are just like the black people that were brought here illegally. Now, the Democrats do keep Hispanics as their professional wage slaves. Even that judge that got arrested was harboring a slave, Hispanic gang member in their house as a personal servant.
That's exactly what I just said, Sir Michael. Look and act indignant. That's exactly what I just said.
Let me just share Michael.
Other than the black
Anna and share Michael.
There are a lot of people from
share
many,
Michael. I think
many
you actually misheard what she.
This is a moment in Democrat history there on the left where she's talking down a black man and negating his experience, negating his lived experience is what the Democrats told us they were all about. When Whoopi starts talking about her black background, will Ana Navaro start ripping into her and negating her experience or downplaying it or equating it to her own? The suffering of the black man is the same as an illegal who broke into this country to work illegally, largely as a low-wage, tax-free slave.
You misheard what she said.
No, he purposely misheard.
She said.
I purposely
misheard.
So now you're in my
Share
brain.
Michael, listen to me for just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You think I would say I who have advocated for black people my entire life would say something like that?
Oh, I have advocated for black people my entire life. I can translate this into white-ese. That's like saying I have lots of black friends. And Navarro, I've advocated for blacks my whole life. She's playing that card.
Because you've advocated for black people, great, congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black, you're not.
Okay, share Michael.
That's right, I'm Latino and my people are being racially profiled.
It is.
I'm Dutch and no one is oppressing us. I just thought since we're all announcing our genetics, this is a great Darwinist, materialist, atheistic view that your genetics are your entire argument. What about what you do? Ana Navaro is like one of the most highest paid television people in the world. She's beloved by millions of fans. Giant long-term multi-million-dollar contract, invited on CNN, and she's talking about her oppression. I'd like to get me in on some of that oppression. I'm kind of regretting that I was born Dutch.
And do I have to remind you the history of my people?
Share.
If you want to go there,
I don't.
Do you really want to go there?
Know the history.
Raul, we're going to go to break. Raul Reyes, thank you very much for joining us. Everybody else, hang tight. We'll be right back.
She goes to break and they're still arguing in the background. And they cut to music. Okay, let's get to Stephen Miller upon something a little more serious. This is posted by Benny Johnson. Stephen Miller on Trump ending what you just now saw, which is that whole DEI argument of my race is this and my ethnicity is that and my victimhood is this. That's what the Biden administration was hiring and had inculcated into our government. He baked it into our government for the last 4 years that their hiring policies will be preferring certain races and downplaying or rejecting certain other races like the Dutch.
One of the most significant crises that President Trump inherited upon taking office was the wave of racial discrimination, so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies that have taken over both public sector and private sector entities all across the United States of America. Perhaps the most dramatic example of this is that our air traffic controllers were being hired and promoted based on race and gender, not their ability to conduct our nation's air traffic. I would estimate that probably 90% of Americans would agree with the statement that airline safety should be based on your ability to keep, airline safety jobs should be based on your ability to keep planes landing and taking off and flying safely, not on what demographic box you check. President Trump has ended across the entire federal government all hiring, recruiting, retention, promotion, and training based on race and sex. This includes in our law enforcement agencies. Again, when we took office, even in sensitive law enforcement, national security, and intelligence agencies, we were hiring individuals not on their ability to carry a weapon, not on their ability to keep Americans safe, not on their ability to conduct sensitive intelligence operations, but based upon race and sex. And obviously, that is unacceptable. It's going to be merit-based across the whole federal government.
You know what that means? I've got good news for white people. A whole lot of jobs just opened up for us. If you're a white male, white straight male, you just opened up millions of government jobs. If only that were true in Hollywood, I might still have a job.
But this wasn't just the federal government. This was the private sector. And this was also, of course, our entire university and education system. So President Trump's Department of Justice, working with other departments and agencies, have made clear that this administration is going to fully enforce Title VI, Title VII, and Title IX of our federal civil rights code. Discrimination based on race and sex is prohibited by law. This administration will vigorously enforce that. And companies, small or large, that violate plain text of federal statutes will face appropriate financial and other penalties. This administration is not going to let our society devolve into communist, woke, DEI strangulation. We are going to have a system of merit, which is not just a social and cultural issue, it's an economic issue. When you hire, retain, and recruit based on merit, as President Trump has directed, you advance innovation, you advance growth, you advance investment, you advance job creation, you create the best and safest product for all Americans. When a citizen goes to, say, a hospital in a medical emergency, they don't care what race or sex their doctor or their nurse is. They want the best treatment they can get in that emergency. When they're flying a plane or when they're on an aircraft, they want that pilot to be the best pilot, the safest pilot, not caring what that pilot's race or sex is.
That is the biggest change. This is part of Trump's 100-day victory march that the media keeps trying to say he's losing and the rhinos are saying he's blowing it. Biggest number one change, of course, is the border. Number two is Trump went in and extracted this system, like I said, that was baked into all of our government, and it ended up making us less efficient, less productive. It turned every boardroom in America into that CNN show of people arguing over their race, ethnicity, their sex. This is huge. It's a huge cultural win for Trump, and only Trump would have done it. If Kamala Harris won the presidency, we would be screwed. And if Kamala Harris was still in office, it would be doubled down. It would literally be probably mandated with quotas that a certain percentage of you-know-what gets hired. Oh, if one of my kids was dying of cancer and a gay, black, trans with AIDS had the cure for cancer and was willing to treat my son, I would do nothing but thank them and be happy that they had the merit to have that job. That's what meritocracy is. It turns you colorblind because you start judging people based on what they're supposed to be doing. Isn't that better for America? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Would you not rather hire someone to be an architect of your house that disagreed with you but was good, rather than agreed with you but was mediocre? That's the question to ask. I'm Doug TeNapel, and we're all in exile. Welcome. Thanks for being here with me.